Recording in progress.
Hey guys, so I came across this video today and it's about overemployment and quiet quitting. And a little backstory. Since the pandemic, there have been thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of folks who are working two jobs at once, two remote jobs at work once, going about their happy lives. I am 100% supportive of working two jobs. I've been doing it for the last 3 years before COVID. It is where it's at. And I can talk about that in another video, but it helped me get out of debt. It changed my mindset about work, about money, about life, about priorities. It was great. It was great. Um, I think the debate now is like, is it okay? Is it ethical? Should it be done? But in a world where businesses have been running the show, like I think this is a revolution, y'all. I think this is our time. Sorry, I'm gonna watch this video. I haven't seen it yet. I was gonna start it, and I was like, no, let me save this for you guys. Let me see what you guys think. And let's jump in.
Inflation has led to a new trend called overemployment, where employees secretly work two full-time jobs at once. What could go wrong?
I want to stop there because what can go wrong? Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong, actually. Things can go wrong, but like it's not like, oh, this thing is happening. Like, come on, stop. If anything, I'll be honest with y'all, we gotta stop making the block hot. The block is super hot with this. All right, let's continue.
The American government, I'm Chris Chapman. If you've been watching this channel lately, you know that inflation is out of control. Actually, you probably noticed if you've just been existing lately, everything is more expensive. I'm old enough to remember when Subway offered $5 footlongs. Inflation caused them to discontinue their $5 footlong is the saddest story about Subway in the past decade. Well, second saddest.
So I think this is gonna be a funny video. I never saw it before, but let's see. It's either it's gonna have to be having a few things to say, or no things to say, or a lot of, I don't know. I'm rambling, guys. Continuing.
Inflation is hurting most Americans. According to Lending Tree, 32% of Americans were late in paying bills in the last 6 months. Employers in several parts of the U.S. have been forced to raise minimum wage rates, but inflation is still outpacing earnings, making people burn through their paychecks much quicker. To compensate for this, there's a growing trend called overemployment. Overemployment is when employees secretly work two full-time jobs simultaneously, remote. Not like working a double shift, but working both jobs 9 to 5. Without telling the boss is what they're doing. Also,
Why would I tell my boss what I'm doing? Let's be real. Why would I tell my boss what I'm doing? That sounds ridiculous. I'm gonna tell my boss, hey, I just want to let you know, guys, I have another job on the side that might impact you or not impact you. I just want you to know that. No, so they can pile 5 more assignments on my plate. Come on. I don't understand. Why do I have to tell my boss my business? And that's really what it comes down to. Why do I have to tell my boss my personal business? I can't go for you even your raise. No, stop this nonsense, Minister.
say this man method. The open voice they're scared because they're tired of employers avoiding your time. Yeah.
Nice try. Yeah, I'm gonna work on my schedule. I wanna work for, and if I don't like what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're acting, listen out. Nice try though. I've been like, you're funny. You're fantastic. But that would that merger just upset. Anyway.
Out now.
Did not realize this is not one I like exactly. This guy created this over and going. I'd love to meet you. I'm kind of bad. But and tracking system. So it's like like sort one side is to spread the word, because this is gonna I see some CEO and like putting more tracking software in there and wants to start shot. Like I don't know how long this is going to go once they tighten up on it. So if you're not doing that right now, hurry up and do it. When you start working at the same job, make sure you're looking at those contracts and make sure those contracts that don't say that anything like non-compete, or you only can work one job. And I think employees that make that are kind of happy employee anyway. So you're telling me that my whole life to be dedicated to when you're right. For what the objective 8 hours a day. All right, if you're thinking it like that, the 9 to 5, I'm gonna handle business with my phone at home 5. I won't look at it even after 5. If you want to act like it's like, come on, we're sales, that's the reason we're not out. Anyway, I'm gonna continue.
There's a whole community for it on the website overemployed.com. Overemployed.com's founder, Isaac, said, my stress has actually gone down. Mental health is up, way up. I'm not stressed by layoff or the thought that I can't make my next mortgage. They're less stressed working 2 full-time jobs.
Yes, why can't you understand that? Yes, we're less stressed working 2 jobs because the thing that we worried about was financial security, and we finally have options. So yes, we're less stressed. Why can't you understand that? Yes, we're less stressed. One, but this is you're overstressed, right? You're working so hard at your one job. Maybe you need a new job. Maybe you need a second job. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And I thought we could have been friends. Whatever.
I know what you're thinking. These millennials are so lazy. Only working 2 full-time jobs? Maybe they'd have time to work 3 or 4 if they'd lay off the avocado toast and put going so many brunches, am I right?
So someone who has worked at an excess of up to 4 jobs at once, I'll be honest with you, after like 2, maybe 3, depending on what you do, you are going to be, you might start like, it's the law of diminishing value, where you lose your efficiency, so okay, you get like, and even if you do the work, you'll be tired. And again, it depends on what you're doing. We could talk about that in another video if you're interested in like types of jobs to get if you're thinking about working multiple jobs. All right, I'm going to continue.
There are pros and cons to being overemployed. The extra income obviously gives you more financial freedom and the possibility to retire early. Retire at all. Overemployed people.
Here we go with this nonsense. If retire at all, I'm going to retire sooner because I have more money in my pocket. Yes, retire sooner. Like imagine putting 2 jobs stacked on top of each other instead of 1 job over 5 years. You stack them bitches up and then you just do you just doubled your income. Like, come on, stop hating. All right, this says they often can enroll in multiple healthcare plans aligned on the quantity benefits to keep medical costs down. Yes, that is a possibility. No, I don't advise doing that.
Also enjoy the benefits of having 2 healthcare plans, which means they can actually afford healthcare.
Here we go again. So I say don't put yourself into healthcare benefits because I don't know how those laws work. And if I have all I need in one company, that means I don't need to take the other company's health insurance. Well, I prefer not to take their health insurance. Let them save their health insurance. Save you some money, save me some money. You mad because I don't want to participate in your health insurance? Oh, because you get discounts if I do, but I'm saving you the money of not having a whole employer be involved. Like how, where is this bad? I don't understand what the con is. What is the problem?
Okay, I'm starting to see why people do this. However,
Oh,
work
oh, he's a jerk. Oh, I'm starting to see why people do this for the extra health insurance. No, no, for the extra money, for less stress.
workers are being dishonest with their bosses if they're hired as two full-time employees for two jobs. The company's hired them for a fixed salary and expect a certain level of productivity.
Yes, the boss expects us to do what we are paid to do. Absolutely. Do the job, do it well. But if it's 8 hours, if it's a salary job, we're not hourly. This is the salary. This is what we'll pay you, this lump sum per year to achieve X for us. Please achieve X for us at this level. That's what is the deal. Am I lying? So don't try to guilt me, expect productivity. And that's what I lived with a long time. Like, expect productivity. You want to be, stop. Cut it out.
It's not necessarily legal to work two jobs at once, but if
Oh, can you say that again? It's not necessarily illegal to work two jobs at once. Okay, but if you get caught, your employers can fire you. My employers can fire me for any reason. We're running, our budget is low. Sales weren't like they were this month. We're downsizing. We're expanding. We're merging. My employer can fire me for anything. He wants to fire me because I work two jobs. It's gonna suck for me, but I'll figure it out. I'll be okay. Life will be okay because there's still a supply. Okay, so it's not illegal. Let's get back to the part. It's not illegal.
if you get caught, your employer can fire you. But a lot of people are getting away with it, as long as they maintain good job performance, which is not so easy. Explain after the break.
How is it not so easy? How is it not so easy? How is it not so easy? He said, as long as people are getting away with it because they see that it can be done effectively. There's no more waste with their time. So they're going to do what they got to do. All right. Why is it not so easy? If you never did it, you don't know what you're talking about. To be 100% honest, if you never did it, you don't know what you're talking about, bruh. Or if you did it and you didn't do it well, then you failed at it. So you don't know what you're talking about, bruh.
Welcome back. Inflation used to mean higher wages for some and double shifts for others. But now there's another option that's getting more and more popular: overemployment, secretly working two full-time jobs at the same time. It's a lot easier now since the pandemic made it more acceptable for people to work remotely from home.
Yes, made it more acceptable. Let's semantics. It made it a lot easier now since the pandemic made it more acceptable for people to work remotely from home. Because of the pandemic, we all had to work remotely from home because it was a pandemic. So our employers had to do whatever they had to do if they wanted their company to thrive. They could not legally bring us into the office to work. So they had to make working remotely the thing. Like, come on, say it how it is. Say it how it is. Made it more acceptable. It was required. It was required that people work remotely during the pandemic. All right, let's continue.
Which sounds great. So you consider this nightmare scenario: being on two different work Zoom meetings at the same time.
Yeah, that has happened to me. That has happened to me. Yes, I was on two meetings. Actually, it's just part of it. That's why I stopped doing more than two jobs, because it gets stressful. It gets stressful. It gets stressful because, like, I've had 3 meetings at once, and you can get around that too, because it all depends on what the content of the meetings are. If I'm listening in on a town hall, come on, stop. I'm not going to be all up in your town hall. This is for my department. Okay, let me listen to that. And that's it. I'm not going to be all in the mix with, I care about marketing. Let me clap. Stop. I'm here to do my job. I'm not getting it. So yes, that is possible. Now, if you're facilitating meetings, it gets challenging. What you have to do, you just cancel a meeting or reschedule it.
Or even worse, two different work Zoom happy hours at
I'm not going to Zoom happy hours, so it doesn't even matter. How about that? I don't even do Zoom happy hours. Don't waste my time. This is my time.
at the same time. You can pay me enough for that. Of course, working two full-time jobs at the same time isn't anything new. I saw people doing it all the way back in the early 90s. For example, The Undertaker worked as a wrestler and an undertaker. Surprised his boss didn't catch on. But would juggling two 9-to-5 careers at the same time hurt work performance at each of those jobs? According to a
No,
survey conducted by resumebuilder.com last year, 7 in 10 remote workers have multiple jobs. Now, not all of them count as being overemployed. Some of them work the second job only part-time, or they work extra hours. But about 17% of remote workers surveyed work two jobs simultaneously.
wait, only 17%. Y'all better get in it. Only 17%. Y'all better get with the program. Buff these numbers up. We need at least 50%. We got bills to pay. The skills that you learn, it's accelerated learning when you work two jobs. You are accelerating your learning because you have to build that mind muscle to do them both and do them well if you want to get that money. You're not just going to another job to be an asshole and, oh, I'm just going to slack off. No, you're going to work hard because you have to work hard because you want to keep it because you're making extra money. Stop trying to make people feel guilty because they are being proactive with their lives. I got out of school debt. I got out of credit card debt. I put some money in savings. I bought 2 businesses. Like, this is life. Like, this is life.
Clocking 40 hours or less for both jobs combined. These are the overemployed. Of those surveyed, 92% say this lifestyle has led to them being equally or more productive, which I can believe.
Absolutely. Because you have to respect your time because you have a finite amount of it.
After all, I have 2 full-time jobs, hosting America Uncovered and China Uncensored. I'm obviously crushing it, but not
all you do is talk. Did you write this script that you're presenting to us? Did you write it? Or did the writer in the back write it and you read it and you memorized it? You're technically an actor, unless this is your show. So then you know it takes a lot of work if you have to focus on both these things. Come on. You have like 7 people working with you to do this in the back, or maybe more, or at least 3. A person working 2 remote jobs has to do those jobs on their own. It's not like they're outsourcing their job task to someone. And maybe some people are, and depending on what it is, why not? Maybe it's a task they shouldn't do. Maybe they're not good at it. Maybe they don't have the time and they want to give their employer quality work, so they do the best that they can. We are great. Don't hate.
everyone is as great at it as I am. Of course, I'm my own boss, which does make it different. If my productivity goes down, I'll have to fire myself.
And I'm my own boss too. And everyone that works remotely and does this is their own boss too. They're a boss of their time, and you guys are consultants. You guys are our clients, and we are your consultants. We are not your employees. We are your consultants. We consult together and we do contracts with you, but you are our employer.
Anyway, the people who responded to that survey
Not our employer, our client.
about having multiple jobs are a self-selected group of people who can handle it. Not everyone can. And there's also a trick some overemployed people are using to maintain work-life balance.
It's not a trick. Watch your words. It's a strategy. Isn't a trick and a strategy the same thing? A trick, trick is derogatory. It's our strategy for keeping our work-life balance so that we can effectively do 2 jobs and maintain high quality work. Don't be an asshole.
Balance. They're getting the second, more entry-level job. One
Exactly how you're supposed to do it.
that they're overqualified for and can do more easily. By accepting junior-level positions and efficiently arranging their hours, workers can keep their personal and professional obligations in balance.
That sounds like a strategy to me. And that's exactly what I did. Something easy, off the camera, then something where you push your mind.
Which is great for them, but could end up messing up the job market even more. If overqualified people are squatting in these junior level positions, where will these junior level people get jobs? Subway?
Maybe, maybe not. But why are you upset at us? Shouldn't you blame the employee that sees the skill sets that these people want, and they say, you know what? I'm getting a deal. They know this is the employer's fault just as much as it is the worker's fault. I'm gonna look for a job where the strategy is I can do this job easily so that I am not overworking myself, that I'm not hurting the employer, and they're getting the quality above quality because they didn't have to sit there and train a junior level person on how to do the job. I'm coming in and other workers are coming in doing the jobs well fast. That is not a con. That is perfect. That's wow. Like you're mad at us, but the people that are looking at our resumes are saying, wow, this person doesn't see their value. This person is below market rate, but we really want to bring them on because we know that if we get them in there, they'll get it done. Aren't they on the other side of the coin? It takes two to tango, baby. It takes two to tango. Blame the employers as well, because their employers are the ones that said that, hey, we want to get a deal.
Being overemployed is not the only way the pandemic has messed up the labor market. In fact,
how is being overemployed messing up the labor market? Is more jobs available? Like, come on, how are we messing it up? Stop.
we're also seeing an opposite trend among workers: quiet quitting. Quiet quitting is essentially when you remain employed, but don't go above and beyond what's expected. Just doing.
A quiet quitting is when you do the job that you were paid to do, and you're not trying to give away your intellectual properties anymore and say, hey, if I'm offering this idea to them, maybe I can build it for myself.
The bare minimum to get by. Quiet quitting exploded in popularity when a TikTok user explained the philosophy behind it in this video that went viral on the platform in late July.
I recently learned about this term called quiet quitting, where you're not outright quitting your job, but you're quitting the idea of going above and beyond. You're still performing your duties, but you're no longer subscribing to the hustle culture mentality that work has to be your life. The reality is it's not, and your worth as a person is not defined by your labor.
If you'd like to learn more about quiet quitting, check out this video I did.
Thank you. I don't think I've seen that previous TikTok video. I saw a video on YouTube talking about quiet quitting from this other guy. Yeah, and that guy lives in New York. That guy lives in New York. And this man, let's see this jerk make fun of the other video.
That on my new channel, Gamers Unbeaten, about how the Yakuza series exemplifies quiet quitting. I've been busy. Now, quiet quitting is nothing new. People have done the bare minimum to get by at jobs they don't like for as long as jobs have it.
Thank you. The people have done the bare minimum to get by upon jobs that they don't like. Exactly. Jobs that they don't like, they just do what they got to do. Why am I giving my energy to work? I'm getting older and I realize I have a finite amount of energy. And if I pump it up and give my attention, undivided attention to this other thing for long periods of time, it's taking my attention away from something else that is probably more important. Family or health, So I'm not buying it. You're not going to make me feel guilty because I am not worshiping on your altar of moving up the corporate ladder anymore. I don't worship on that altar anymore.
It existed. It's not hard to tell when workers don't care about their job performance. Just look at this sad excuse for a Subway sandwich. I could put up with this back when it was only $5, but not anymore. However, with the flashy new buzzword attached to this mindset, the quiet quitting philosophy is spreading. Some feel quiet quitting is the next phase of the Great Resignation. The Great Resignation refers to the unprecedented amount of workers that quit their jobs during the pandemic. This caused a massive labor shortage that we're still seeing the effects of today. Whoever sells help wanted signs has got to be nearly as rich as Jeff Bezos. But a lot of those are manufacturing and retail jobs, not really the kind of work you can do remotely. Thanks to quiet quitting and the Great Resignation, worker productivity is down 4.1% from a year ago. This is the largest drop since the US Bureau of Labor Statistics started keeping track of this in 1948. And then there's a crossover, maybe overemployment.
I saw this video. I'm gonna put it in this video, but check out Joshua Fluke makes similar content. I think he's like the OG of this movement, just calling out corporate for what it is and not buying into the hype. He made a video on a Dr. Phil article, Phil video on people that are business owners versus workers, talking about quiet quitting. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description. We can continue.
Is only possible because people are quiet quitting 2 jobs at once, doing just enough to get by at one, so they have the time to do just enough to get by at the other.
All right, I disagree. I think a job is a job and you got to do the activities. I think you're looking too into this too much. Like, do the less that they could do this to do. People are doing their job so they can keep their job. Like, stop trying to overdo this and make this overthought. Like, it's really not that serious. It's really not. People are just doing their jobs. They're doing their jobs. Guy.
And sure, while there may be some people who can do well at both of their jobs, many aren't able to or don't bother.
How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that that is a true statement? You're just saying that. You're just saying that. How do you know that most people don't want to do it this way and this way? Like, how do you know that? You don't know that. You're just assuming. That's just your assumption because you can't do it. All right, I'm going to continue.
For every overemployed wrestler like The Undertaker who went above and beyond and won the WWF Championship, there were a dozen overemployed wrestlers like LT Hopper. Who?
What an asshole. Look at this. Look at this is what he thinks of of the people that are overemployed. Look at this. This guy, this is what he thinks. This is what he thinks of us. This is the picture. This guy's an asshole. He's an asshole.
Exactly. So what do you think? Would you ever be overemployed? Or are you quiet quitting instead?
I am doing all of the above. I am doing all of the above. You insult me at the end of this video by referencing that plumber looking guy with the tank top on with his work pants on. You insult me. Are you quiet quitting or are you overemployed? I'm both. How about that? I'm both. What a jerk. This is the condescending nonsense that makes corporate America a joke. Like, you insult me all day, but I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, please insult me and make me feel like crap. And yeah, I'm bad for working more than one job. And like, you're an asshole.
Or both. Leave comments below. And be sure to support America Uncovered by going to patreon.com/America Uncovered. Contribute $1 or more per episode. We rely on your support to help us